Rikki Tiki Tavi, the Amazon, and Rikki Tiki Tavi's human, Megan.
Hi,
Megan.
Robin. Hey.
Hi, so this is Rikki Tiki Tavi.
Yes, he is a yellow naped Amazon.
Oh, he seems very gorgeous, and he seems snuggled right up into your hand or into your fingers there. He looks like he's got a death grip.
Yes, we are buddies. He is holding on tight. But he is pretty cozy. He's my he likes to hang out with me all day.
So is he confirmed a male or suspected?
So we don't know for sure. His previous owner said that they did a test, but I have not seen the results of that. But they said they did a DNA test that showed he was male.
So most likely male until suspicions prove otherwise. How old is Rikki Tiki Tavi?
Rikki is 41, which is about middle-aged. Amazons can live to around 80, so he has a long life still ahead of him potentially.
He's nice and middle-aged and older than a lot of the people who are probably watching this.
He is older than me. It feels so funny to care for a pet that's older than I am.
Who's really in charge here, though, Megan? Come on.
It's definitely Rikki.
So we just had a pair of very cute budgies that were very family friendly. Is Rikki a family bird, or is he more of a one-person bird?
Rikki is proving to be a one-person bird. I have a house full of bird lovers, and Rikki has chosen me and anybody else in the house. I think to try and protect me, he will try and attack them. So I think that Rikki will choose who is his person, and then he'll glom onto that person, and you guys will be best buddies.
So if you're adopting and there's more than one of you, maybe be aware that you might not be the chosen person.
Yes.
So normally at this point I'd ask, do they step up? But right there, we've got it. Does he do any other tricks?
Rikki loves to shoulder surf, and I will say that if you have him shoulder surfing, you'll want to wear some clothes you don't care about. You can maybe see I've already got some holes in this sweater from his beak and his claws holding on.
Oh, yep. Does he chew on it, or is it just his claws?
It's mostly his claws, and then when he needs to stabilize or turn himself around, he'll use his beak to hold on.
Is he laughing at me right now?
He is making some, he just said good bird. It's a good bird. And we like to do that. We will go back and forth yelling at each other. It's a good bird.
Nope. Refuses to do it. No, on camera.
Not on camera. He's on his terms.
Oh, that's how it always is with birds. Always. So what is Rikki's diet like?
So Rikki, we are working to get him on a better diet. He came to me eating a lot of table human food that was pretty fattening. So when he came here, I was told his favorite food was toast. So we're working to get him on a proper diet for parrots. So he has been trying a lot of new things. So he likes K-Tech oven bites and Supreme rainbow pellets. He'll peck at those. And then for fresh things, his favorite, unlike the Roger, he loves apple. Apple has been his favorite thing to get him to eat. And then he's getting better at eating some veggies. He's had some edamame, some corn, some romaine. He's getting better. I like to give him cilantro, and he'll have his whole little beak covered in cilantro. I'm not sure if you just heard that, but he just said stepper up. Rather than say step up, he says stepper up, which I think is so cute.
He looks really cute. He's looking at the camera, giving us a cute face. He's trying to convince us he's innocent, but we all know the truth. He's probably getting into the treat bowl, isn't he?
Oh, yes. He loves treats. His favorite treat is an almond in the shell, and he will take that and hold it in his little foot and devour it. And it takes him about 10 to 15 minutes. He just savors that almond. It's really something cute to watch.
It is a treat and a toy.
Exactly, yes.
So, has he been around any other birds, interacted with any of them, or?
So Rikki's currently in quarantine in my house. When you bring a new bird in your house, if you have other birds, it's important to keep them separated for 6 weeks. Since they're prey animals, they hide illnesses. So he hasn't yet met any birds. I have a feeling that when he moves up to my bird room that he'll be okay. He'll still be relying on spending time with me, I think. And here we're going to go do some shoulder surfing.
Oh, He's doing a big climb. So do we know if he had any birds in his previous home? Or was he a
No,
solo
he
bird?
was a single bird household, and he lived with his previous owner for his whole life. He was with that home for 41 years. And he didn't have any other birds, but he did have lots of time with his owner. His owner used to drive truck, and Rikki would go in the truck with him and sit on the steering wheel for about 20 years of his life. He was a steering wheel riding bird.
We
like to call
definitely
him.
don't recommend that for safety issues, but it makes for a heck of a story.
Exactly. We would not recommend that for safety issues at all. Birds, if they're traveling, should always be in a carrier. But that was Rikki's life for 20 years. We call him Rikki the Wanderer.
I bet he does not agree. It looked like he just kind of went in and started preening your hair. Does he preen your hair a lot?
He preens my hair all the time. He loves to do that. I will sit with him on my Zoom calls. I work from home, and he will just sit here with my virtual background on, blending into the background, preening my hair.
He's going for the hair now. So we've already had a couple words. What else does he say?
So his key go-to phrase is okay, and he likes to say okay, 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 okay under his breath. He'll also say yeah, and what's that? He says hello. The other thing he'll say a lot is his old owner was named Jerry, and I think he's looking for him to come back because he will scream, Jerry, looking for him. And usually when you leave a room, once you close the door, he'll start saying bye really loudly like that. He's really funny. But his other big thing that you might have just heard him is he loves to laugh, which is pretty common with Amazons. Once we start laughing, he'll go with us. So let's see if he'll, ha 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 ha. Yeah, we got him to go a little bit.
That's honestly, I love when birds laugh. It is really cute when birds will laugh along with you. Again, if anyone has any questions about Rikki Tiki Tavi or any of the birds before or even after, you can share it in Q&A. He seems honestly a little bit shy, like he's climbing behind your hair to sneak in there.
Yeah, he is just my buddy. He just wants to be with me, so he's not sure who all of you guys are. And he likes to talk when I am talking, so he is making sounds right now. I'm not sure how much you can hear. Oh, thank you for preening.
I could not tell you what he's saying, but I can tell he's saying things, basically.
Yes, he's not saying any just words that I can make out either. But he does talk under his breath like that all day, like he's having a conversation to himself. And he is preening the back of my head now. I'm sorry, he's trying to hide. Of course, when we want to show him off is when he decides he needs to hide.
He's having a fun time. So I know he's 40 years old. Does he have any health issues or?
So unfortunately, Rikki has not been to a vet in over 20 years, which we recommend birds have an annual checkup. So he is actually scheduled to go get his much needed checkup next week. So I haven't seen too many health issues. He does have a few floaters on his eye. So I'm going to have the vet check at that, but that's not uncommon with age, and he's 41. So I think that he's right on track for what we expect for someone his age.
And didn't have a great diet either, which can definitely exacerbate things.
Yes, exactly.
So we've talked a little bit about the cage sizes for small birds. What kind of cage size should an Amazon like Rikki Tiki Tavi be in?
Yeah, so in general, they need pretty large cages. He's in a cage that I would not generally recommend for him, but he's in the cage that he's used to, that he had been in his whole life. When I move him up into my room out of quarantine, I plan to try him in my larger cage. I'm really bad with dimensions, but it is pretty big. It is a large cage. We might be able to have, oh, step her up. Hi, yeah, step her up. But it's a pretty large cage. It's as tall as I am. And about as wide as it is tall. So the larger cage, the better for these guys. One thing to keep in mind with is the bar spacing. You never want to have a cage that the bars are so spaced apart that the bird can get their head through. That's a danger to keep in mind.
Yeah, it is not uncommon for birds to come into Mickaboo in cages significantly smaller than they should be in. And sometimes we'll let them quarantine in those cages just to help them adjust. Sometimes if the cage is at all unsafe, if the bar spacing is wrong, like you mentioned, we'll want to swap it over right away, but it varies. And it looks like he's doing just fine. So before we move on to our next set of birds, do you have any fun stories about Rikki?
Yeah, Rikki loves to escape from his cage when we are trying to change out his food and water bowls. He will sneak out. It's not a very big hole, but he will get out. And then the other one is Rikki knows why can't I remember the song? It's a song, it's an old-timey song. He has an old-timey song memorized, and it's a theme song. Andy Griffith, he knows the Andy Griffith theme song. He can whistle the Andy Griffith theme song. So if you like the Andy Griffith show, Rikki is going to be your buddy. He will sing that song with you.
I wonder if it was playing on the radio while he was on his roaming days.
It might have been. It might have been on the radio, or maybe that was Jerry's favorite show. Who knows?
It is a mystery. So thank you very much for letting us meet Rikki. And thank you to Rikki for preening your human right there. He just popped his head up to look at me for that. All right, and we are going to swap over to Seamus